Hey guys, this is Aiden Anderson here with the Moscow Minutes. I'll be breaking down the Moscow City Council meeting from September 7th, 2021. There were 4 main items of discussion at this meeting. Firstly, an annexation of a new piece of property into the city of Moscow. Secondly, the reopening of the city budget for 2020 through 2021. Thirdly, the introduction of a drug detection dog program in the Moscow Police Department. And lastly, the sale of the current police station to the University of Idaho. So let's get into it. Before the council began discussing the main items on tonight's agenda, there were a couple of presentations that were brought forth. Firstly, there was a short presentation on the Mayor's Golf Tournament event, which took place a couple weeks prior to tonight's meeting. That event was hosted as a charity fundraiser for the Moscow Food Bank, and they raised just over $3,000 for that organization. The mayor then ended that presentation by commending the Moscow Food Bank for their work throughout the city. The second presentation was the Moscow Farmers Market Commission report, brought forth by Commission Head Jamie Hill. Jamie presented the council with a number of updates that have taken place at the Moscow Farmers Market this year. Most notably, on account of the lack of COVID restrictions this year, the vendor numbers are back to normal, and live music is back as well. Jamie also mentioned that the Moscow Farmers Market is getting a new look, which she and the rest of the Farmers Market Commission plan to unveil at the end of this Farmers Market season, so stay tuned for that. Additionally, she encouraged Moscow citizens to vote for the Moscow Farmers Market in the National 2021 Farmers Market Celebration, which is an organization that recognizes farmers markets across the nation. So, if you would like the Moscow Farmers Market to be recognized nationwide, please consider voting for them in that event. Alright, we're now getting into the main items from this meeting's agenda. The first item is the annexation, comprehensive plan land use designation, and rezone of a 2.68-acre property just south of Robinson Park Road. The applicant, Garrett Thompson, recommended that this property be annexed into the city of Moscow and rezoned from agricultural forestry to the medium-density residential zone. The intent for this is for this piece of property to eventually be developed, but rather than try and do everything at once and risk complications from the county regarding the implementation of city utilities, the applicant recommended annexing this piece of property and rezoning it now so that it can be secured for use in the future. The council unanimously approved annexing and rezoning this piece of property. The second item on the agenda is the reopening of the city budget for fiscal year 2021. Throughout the past year, the city has been receiving reimbursements and grants at both the federal and state level on account of the COVID pandemic of 2020. Now, the city has known that these reimbursements and grants were coming, and so they've made various purchases and investments based on those grants. And now that the numbers are finally in, they need to account for them in the city budget for this year. In order to do that, they need to reopen the budget so that they can make the changes they need based on these funds coming in. The city approved that motion unanimously as well. The third item on the agenda is the deployment of the Moscow City Police Department Drug Detection Dog Program. This is a new program. It was first proposed during the fiscal year 2022 city budget, so this year's budget, and it's an item that the city is looking to act on. They brought in one of the dogs at the meeting, for an example, and they brought in one of the Lewiston police officers. Lewiston has had a drug detection dog program for some time, and this officer just spoke to his experience with the program, its effectiveness, its quality of use. But the important thing is that the Moscow City Council approved the deployment of the drug detection dog program, so you can expect Moscow City police officers to start implementing that program throughout the city. The final item on the agenda was the sale of the current Moscow City Police Department building to the University of Idaho. This has been a long time coming. It's an item that has come up in previous meetings. The city first declared their intent to sell back in July, and then a public hearing was held in August to discuss moving forward with the sale of the property. And now finally, here in September, the city has approved the final sale agreement for the property, as well as the ordinance that authorizes the city to convey the property to the university. So that building that is currently down near Main Street will be a University of Idaho building, and the police department will move into the other buildings they have acquired through these past couple years. And that was the end of the meeting. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and all the appropriate links will be posted below. This is Aiden Anderson with the Moscow Minutes, bringing you the City Council meeting from September 7th, 2021. Thanks for watching.